Dames en heren, baie welkom by nog 'n episode van Sê Jou Sê met Potchefstroom. Herald, baie dankie dat jy verlede week ingeskakel het en ook baie dankie dat jy hierdie week weer ingeskakel is by ons. Druk daai share knoppie dat die hele land lekker kan saamkyk na Sê Jou Sê met Potchefstroom. Herald. Nou ons eerste storie gesels is vandag met Rian Venter en ons het gaan uitvind oor die splinternuwe grasbane wat hulle gebou het by die Noordwes Universiteit se tennisbane. Kom ons kyk saam.
We started the grass courts project around about December 2019. This was actually originally a bowling greens, and which obviously wasn't not used anymore, and so it was dead space. So the idea came in to create two grass courts here at the Northwest University. These courts, you know, first of all, is the only grass courts in South Africa. And you know, marketing wise, you know, especially when our clay courts are also coming up soon, you know, we will be the only venue in Africa that has the multi-surface tennis courts. If we started the grass courts, you know, from scratch, it's a really expensive exercise, because we had the bowling greens and we also had a local firm called Trompy, which is grass experts, which did the courts for us, and they also came in and did a bit of a sponsorship for us. You know, the project was not that expensive what it would normally have been. There's a lot of reason for grass courts. First of all, the bounce, the difference in bounce when it is to hard courts. You know, these days, because we've only got hard courts in South Africa, you know, you can clearly see that sometimes the players, because the bounce is so true, not even watching the ball. Obviously on grass courts you can see clearly, you know, the bounce is different, the effect that a topspin shot has on grass and the effect of a slice. You have to watch the ball much more carefully. Also, you know, you do get, although our courts are beautiful and the bounce is really true, you do get some off bounces and you have to watch the ball for longer periods of time. The other big thing about grass courts, you know, is injury prevention. You know, standing on hard courts for 5-6 hours a day means a lot of injuries. So sometimes, especially when our players are on a growth period, you know, where it's tough on the knees and the heels and all of that, we bring them to the grass courts just to avoid that impact of the hard courts. Grass courts needs a lot of maintenance. The grass gets cut on a daily basis. The lines get chalked once a week, so there's a lot of maintenance around grass courts. Luckily we've got the Northwest team here, university team, and which look after this grass, which got a lot of experience on grass because of all the cricket and rugby fields and hockey and stuff, so in athletics. So yeah, it actually you know, helps a lot to have that expertise around these new grass courts facility.
Ons volgende insetsel vandag gesels ons met Dustin Wedewich, die redakteur van die Potchefstroom Herald, om kyk te vind hoe lyk hulle planne vir 2021. Dustin, ek het jou al 'n paar keer gesien in Januarie, maar ek het nog nie geleentheid gehad om vir te sê Happy New Year nie. Dit is al einde Januarie. Maar ja, daar's nog 'n hele jaar wat voor lê. Kom ons noem dit post-COVID. Ons is nou maar nog in 'n dik level 3. Maar julle is dan almal terug by 'n kantoor. Julle sit weer in werk en julle het voltydse koerant wat uit is. Hoe lyk hierdie jaar in vergelyking met laas jaar?
So dankie Louis, so far so good. Die koerant kom nog uit, die koerant lyk sterk. Ons het bietjie met die skole wat nog nie gemaak het nie. So bietjie sukkel met nuus, maar ja, otherwise gaan dit goed. Die kantoor setup, ons is nou in Mariestraat nommer 3, Marie Park, so mense wat wil weet en nodig het om by ons uit te kom, dis waar hulle kan kry.
Maar jy sê nou skole is nog nie oop hier, so ek meen daar's 'n leemte in skole nuus. Maar julle is nog al gevang in Januarie met 'n paar groot stories. Ek dink nou maar aan die grondgryper. Dit was half harde nuus wat dadelik op julle pad gekom het en dit het julle blad vol gemaak.
Ja, absoluut. Mens wil eintlik nooit hê die goed moet gebeur in die hart van die saak, maar ek bedoel dit het gehelp. Dit het gehelp. Ons volg maar nog daai storie, ons gaan maar hoor wat sê die hof verder. Ek dink hulle gaan hier in 11 Februarie kyk hulle eers weer na die uitsettingsbevel of dit nou permanent gemaak gaan word of nie. So ja, ons sal definitief 'n opvolg wees rondom dit.
En dan die res van 2021, ek meen, ek dink in die nuuswêreld kan mens seker nie te veel beplan. Julle kan sê, wie wat dis ons koerante gaan lyk, maar dit verander oornag as iets groot gebeur.
Absoluut.
Het julle definitiewe planne? Ek dink nou maar aan die show wat tans op Facebook en op YouTube is. Ek dink aan die koerant. Julle is nou 'n gratis koerant. Hoe lyk julle planne vir 2021?
Ons gaan definitief, ons wil bietjie meer, soos ons nou noem, community engagement tipe goeders doen. Ons ek dink spesifiek aan Valentynsdag. Ons gaan 'n lekker Valentynsdag kompetisie hou, so kyk in die koerant uit vir dit gaan baie interessant wees. En dan ja, natuurlik die show. Die show is vir ons 'n groot vorm van vernuwing, op 'n nuwe manier met die gemeenskap praat, op 'n nuwe manier nuus by die gemeenskap uitkry, op 'n nuwe manier interessante stories by die gemeenskap uitkry. So die show wil ons hard dryf vir 2021. Ja, en dit lyk so ver, blyk dit goed. Ons het interessante goed, die terugvoer wat ons kry was nog tot dusver baie goed geweest. Ek wil net mense uitnooi as hulle enige interessante stories het, ou met 'n interessante stokperdjie of enige suits. Ek dink dis waar die community engagement regtig wil dryf, is om daai amper grondvlak soort van stories. Wat nie noodwendig die grondgrype byvoorbeeld wat 'n groot nuus storie is nie, maar
dis nie harde nuusie, maar dit is tog mense wil weet hoe gaan in die gemeenskap en dit is ouens wat in die gemeenskap is wat graag stories wil uitdruk.
Ja, en dat mense ook amper mekaar leer ken in 'n manier. Dit is ook 'n vorm van gemeenskap bou. En as jy op die video sien van of op die show sien van Louis wat 'n miljoen karretjies bymekaar maak vir een of ander rede. Dus dan begin jy ook, dan sien jy hom dalk volgende keer in die straat en jy het dalk ook ek weet nie, klein taaiertjies wat jy maak en dan connect mense, weet vir lekker behoor.
En vir die mense wat dalk die eerste keer nou kyk na jy sê, hoe vergelyk hierdie syfers op hierdie stadium met 'n gedrukte koerant byvoorbeeld? Kan jy sien daar's groei, kan jy sien dit kompeteer met die gedrukte koerant? Gaan hulle hand aan hand?
Kyk, ek dink hulle in 'n manier loop hulle ook maar hand aan hand. Ek weet van baie van die inhoud is tot op hede baie dieselfde gewees. Maar again, dis 'n ander manier om na te kyk, dis ander voices wat jy daarby sit. Syfers gewys, ek bedoel ons druk 17,000 koerante wat ons aflewer. En die show, ek bedoel die laaste episode 11 met al sy reruns en so 8,000 views gekry.
Ja.
Die episode voor dit 18,500 views. Weet so, ek bedoel dit ons eintlik nogal vinnig aanpaar gekom met die hoeveelheid wat ons druk en die views wat die show nou kry.
En bygesê, jy het gesê dit is hand aan hand, want ek kan die storie lees en dan kan ek 'n visuele element daarna sien in vorm van video.
Ja. En ek dink jy kan dit amper meer spesifiek maak. As ek weer die grondgrype as 'n voorbeeld kan gebruik. Ons het daar goed wat Hans Jurie Moelman daar vertel het van die hele proses en wat daar aangaan en wat ook al, bedoel in 'n 5-6 minuut video het hy 3,000 woorde, 5,000 woorde kon praat oor 'n spesifieke
in plaas van 500 woorde in een foto.
Presies. Selfde met, ek bedoel ons het al met die drankverbod wat nog steeds aangaan en maak ons dit baie meer plaaslik. Ons met plaaslike besigheidseienaars kan praat en hoe dit hulle direk raak. En again, daar het ons in 'n 7 minuut 2 besigheidseienaars kon bereik om hulle storie te vertel. Waar as jy dit in 'n koerant moes gedoen het, dan was dit baie, jy sou nie soveel inligting uit kon gebruik het.
Die laaste een van my af, Dustin, hierdie Valentynsdag ding sit nie in my kop vas. Jy hoef nie al die inligting te gee as dit nog 'n verrassing is nie. Maar waar wil ons uitsien? Is dit soos 'n boer soek 'n vrou tipe konsep? Wat is dit 'n soek 'n maatjie? Waarna kyk?
Nee, nie heeltemal. Dit is in my kop eendag waar die show, ek sal nou 'n bietjie daaraan raak ook, maar spesifiek die Valentynsdag ding is ons wil, maar as jy 'n love song het vir jou wederhelfte of jou meisie of jou vrou of jou man.
Ja.
Dan gaan ons vra dat julle mense vir ons daai love song sing.
Ah, nice.
Is dit dalk net die chorus of die koorgedeelte of die hele song of bedoel maak nie saak hoe nie. E-mail dit vir ons, stuur dit op inbox videoetjie of op ons Facebook page geters. En dan gaan ons maar kyk.
Dis 'n great idee.
Dit is nie noodwendig altyd kyk om te sê wie gaan wen, is nie noodwendig jy die beste sing nie, dis dalk 'n persoonlikheidsding wat daarmee saamgaan.
Of die mees kreatiewe video.
Of die mees kreatiewe video of mees kreatiewe weergawe waarvan ek wil is iemand die woorde na something verander, great. Maar ja, stuur daai video's in.
Dit klink cool.
Ek dink ons gaan definitief met die wenner of iets dalk op die show praat.
Okay.
Dalk sweetie.
Dalk die song live.
Dalk die song live doen, mens weet nooit. En dan wil ek net Louis, as ons kan praat oor die show, se toekoms amper. Hierdie voel vir my is net die begin. Die vision wat ek het oor maybe 'n jaar, hopelik korter, is om baie meer so van inhoud te skep.
Ja.
In terme van ons het nou hierdie geselsprogram. Die volgende ding is dalk 'n kookprogram wat in die middel van die week kom. Die volgende ding is dalk 'n broersoeke vrye tipe van mens, jy weet dit hang net maar af hoeveel adverteerders aan boord kom, hoeveel
die koerant het soveel segments. Daar kan 'n harde nuus insetsel wees, daar kan 'n sport insetsel wees, kultuur en so voort. So ek meen die wêreld van online is eintlik oop vir 'n mens. Ja. En daar's nie reëls nie.
Absoluut. Dit is nie reëls nie.
Dis baie opwindend, Dustin, en ek sien baie uit na 2021 en sterkte vir julle. Ek was dit lekker aan die einde van die jaar gepraat, 'n bietjie gerecap en nou kan ons vorentoe kyk. Ons nog 11 maande oor. Kom ons hoop COVID en Cyril hanteer ons mooi en ons kan vorentoe gaan. En ek's bly julle is terug op kantoor, ek's bly julle druk, ek's bly julle is gratis in ons huise. So is alles sterkte vir julle vir 2021.
Leuk, baie dankie.
Dis Dustin Vedevich, redakteur van die Herald, Potchefstroom Herald natuurlik en ons is tog wel opgewonde om te sien wat hierdie jaar gaan inhou. Ek gaan my oë fyn dophou op daai Valentynsdag kompetisie, dalk moet ek ook inskryf. In our final story for today, we spoke to two members of the Potchefstroom community that were recently recognized as part of the Mailing Guardian Top 40 Public Servants of South Africa. Let's find out about the impact that Sergeant Kilo Trom and Glenville Fransman made in the community.
So it was the most important people from the CEOs. I was like, oh, a sergeant. So I was very, very happy about that. And it's not only a nomination, but it's for my community who believed in me, who worked hand in hand with me. I also like to thank the management of Ikageng SAPS, the detectives and all the members that I'm working with. We work together. It is not only my nomination, but it is for Ikageng Police Station. It was put on the map. I think by being a communication officer, it put me on the map because of many people. They will see my name on the Herald. They will hear me on Akhanang FM. So it put my name on the map. And then most of the community members, they will actually contact me via WhatsApp, via Facebook, via Messenger to give me tips, to ask questions. So I was like, I didn't say no, I'm off duty. I will make sure that I assist that particular person at that certain time.
Even before I started with the university, I was working in the SAPS Northwest, where I was also very involved with projects, community projects, outreach projects, gender-based violence, children in conflict with the law and stuff like that. So that was basically my passion. And from there on, I continue working in the community and with the youth. And even then, 4 years ago, when I became a peer council, also I get more involved with other portfolios and other organizations and institutions around Potch, around Northwest, working in the community. Because of the way I was raised by my family, by my community, to say I also want to do the same for other young people. As you know, what's the challenges that our young people is facing these days, what's happening in the community, lack of information, lack of resources. So I want to be that channel for them to say, this is what's happening, go there, go for a bursary, don't give up, don't drop out of school, don't get involved in drugs, don't get involved in sex before marriage, teenage pregnancy, stuff like that. Young people getting some support groups for young people who's depressed. In families there's some problems where maybe the mother's absent and the father's absent, and it becomes so much strenuous on the children or the young people, and that is where we should be to come in there and say help and assist them to support them throughout the challenges that they face.
I did so many projects, I think from 2012. By then the station commander was Colonel Maybeck, and then she would put a lot of pressure on us. I would also like to thank her because she's one of my role models, whereby she would push you. She didn't want to know you are a constable. If she said you must do this, because one of the projects that we started with her, it was the project of victims of rapes, whereby after that we call them the survivors. We had an event whereby we called all of them, and then we had to teach them self-defense classes, and then also they had to have their own groups, motivational groups, so that they can be at the end of the day survivors. There was a 3-year-old, I remember very well, at Maybeck, whereby he lost his life. Something fell on top of him, and it was about 3 weeks. The family could not afford to bury him, and then we went there with Silogile Leshare. He was one of your journalists, and then we assisted the community. I requested donations from the funeral palace, and then we assisted the community to bury that young boy. We call our group Carry Mamas. And then they push those ladies. I would like to also thank them for that, because no one was asking questions. When I was saying, no, you have to buy 10 roll-ons, 10 Colgate, everyone was on board. And then we started on the 31st of May as Carry Mamas to be distributing that. Carry Mamas is a side thing, but beside being a policewoman. But we also do that, we assist wherever we can. If our social crime prevention, they have events, we also pop up from our pockets to assist wherever we can, because of at the end of the day, we are mamas, we care for one another, and we want to see our young girls being people, being someone, doing something for themselves. We don't want to see them suffer, because life now is very hard, and then we like to motivate them.
I was also in drugs, I was also in gangsterism with wrong friends, almost getting stabbed, and was almost disabled. But because of the Lord's hand was on me, and I came out to that gangsterism, and then today I'm here. And also there was teachers who didn't give up on us when we taught. Almost when you're young, you think you know everything, and then you just want to go and work. You don't want to finish school. But there was teachers who really came out, like they were literally begging, literally each and every day coming to my house, knocking on my door, saying, "Where's this young person?" Asking, talking to my mom, saying, "This guy must not give up. He can finish school." Being already 18 at that time, and I said, "No, so I think it's best I must go and work or leave the school." Because of some teachers were not treating you well, but there was a few who didn't give up. And they was the one who inspired us to finish school. And today I'm a role model, I'm a leader because of them. They never gave up on me, and so that's why I want to be that same example, that same role model for our young people out there to never give up. I'm a prime example. I knew, and I was there, and it's not like I went to school or learn about these things of drugs and peer pressure and gangsterism and stuff like that. I was there. I almost lost my life. So almost one of my friends lost my life, even one of my cousins. So I know.
I love working with children. I don't want to see children being hurt. I don't want to see them suffer.
We need more parents to be like that, to say, if you see the neighbors or your friends' children doing these things, you must be able to come. Not being afraid, they're gonna go to court, they're gonna make an intake against me because I'm involving me. It's not my business, it's not my child, it's not my family, it's not a relative of mine, so why must I care? And I think that is also the mentality that we as parents, as leaders must push aside and keep on fighting for young people.
I was telling one of the men's forum in Ikaren that, I want a place whereby it can be a safe place for all of our children, abused women, a place that we can call a safe haven for everyone who is being abused. There's a place nearby the hostel and nearby Ikarim police station. I told one of the guys, we must push after this COVID or after all this pandemic. We must make sure that place is being cleaned up, and then people who need a place for safety, they can go there.
My wish is for all the institutions, all the organizations, all the youth groups, all the society groups, all the churches to come together, the businesses and promoters to come together and take hands and say, this is our community. If we do not start doing, if we don't act now, things is just going to get worse. Let's take hands and work together and stop that sitting on your pity party or sitting there on your corner complaining there on your own. It's not going to make a difference. Nothing's going to change. But if we come together and work together as a unit, and bring that unity together, that Ubuntu, and take hands, whether you're black or white, whether you're a Muslim or a Christian, whether you're rich or poor, just take hands, or you're educated or not educated. Let's come on board and let's take hands and save and get Promosa back to where it used to be, where children was involved in sports, where children was doing acting at the school, drama, singing, where there was youth groups competing against each other, singing, this one singing this choir, this one singing opera, you understand, singing, all those things. I always tell people, where there was one big project that we used to do, I think it was in Northwest Free State and Gauteng, the Super 16 soccer, was basketball, netball, especially the colored schools, and then I was putting on hits, where we have acting, drama, and singing, and other ones is singing gospel, other ones is singing R&B, other ones is rapping, other ones is dancing, kwaito, pantula. That was the things that keep our children, we as young people, away from that, from the negative things, the social ills outside. That was the things that keep us aside. So if we can get these things back in the system, lining again in the schools, in the churches, to get involved, to participate, and to make sure that every parent know your child must do, whether it's a Sunday school, whether it's a youth, whether it's a school, your child must partake. And that is, I think that's the bottom line. And then things will be very much better, especially for Promosa.
Dit bring ons aan die einde van nog 'n episode van Sê Jou Sê met Potchefstroom Herald. Baie dankie dat jy ingeskakel het en ons sien mekaar weer volgende week. Maar onthou, as jy graag wil adverteer hier by ons, kontak gerus vir Antoinette Barenhorst by 061 508 0268. Dan gesels ek en jy weer volgende week saam op Sê Jou Sê met Potchefstroom Herald.